Have you ever wondered why some people accomplish more in a single day than others do in an entire week? The answer is closer than you think, and today, I'm going to reveal the exact method to double your productivity in just 90 days. This isn't just another tip. It's a proven system based on the principles of success mindset master Napoleon Hill. What you're about to discover has transformed the lives of thousands of ordinary people into extraordinary ones. And the best part? It works no matter where you're starting from. But I have to warn you, what I'm about to share will only work if you're willing to apply it, not just listen to it. Take a moment to think about what doubling your productivity would mean for you. We're not just talking about doing more tasks, but creating extraordinary results that completely transform your life. Imagine waking up every morning with such powerful mental clarity that distractions simply vanish. Picture ending each day with the satisfaction of making significant progress toward your most important goals. In a world where most people are distracted, overwhelmed, and procrastinating, you can become the exception. Napoleon Hill, after studying over 500 of the most successful people of his time, discovered that the ability to focus intensely on a definite goal is the common denominator among those who achieve extraordinary results. As he said, concentration is the master key that opens every door to success. If you've tried to boost your productivity before without lasting results, it's not your fault. Modern society is designed to keep you distracted, fragmented, and constantly consuming. But today that changes. You're about to discover a systematic method to transform your ability to achieve in just 90 days. And before we go further, if you're truly committed to taking your life to the next level, hit the notification bell right now to get weekly content that will transform your mindset. A focused mind is the most valuable asset you can develop in this era of distraction. And the first principle you need to understand to double your productivity is that the power of unwavering decision separates the extraordinary from the ordinary. The first step to doubling your productivity is mastering what Napoleon Hill called the principle of burning desire. Most people fail in their attempts to be more productive because they confuse vague wishes with burning desires. What's the difference? A vague wish is saying, "I'd like to be more productive." A burning desire is waking up every morning obsessed with becoming the most efficient person you know. Hill discovered that when a desire becomes an obsession, your subconscious mind starts working 24/7 to make it a reality. As he said, the starting point of all achievement is desire. Keep this constantly in mind. Weak desires bring weak results, just as a small fire produces little heat. Have you ever wondered why your past attempts at being more productive failed? The reason is simple. Your desires weren't intense enough to overcome the natural inertia and resistance to change. When you truly want something with every fiber of your being, you find the time, energy, and resources to make it happen, no matter the obstacles. Think about this. Have you ever been so in love that you couldn't stop thinking about someone, or so excited about a project that you forgot to eat? That's the kind of intensity you need to transform your productivity. It's not enough to want to be more productive. It has to become an absolute necessity. To activate this burning desire, do this exercise right now. Grab a piece of paper and write in vivid detail what your life would look like if you doubled your productivity. What would you achieve? How would you feel? What impact would it have on your finances, relationships, and health? Write as if you've already achieved it, using all your senses to create a picture so vivid you can almost touch it. Now, read what you've written every morning when you wake up and every night before bed for the next 30 days. This will program your subconscious mind to find ways to make that vision a reality. As Hill said, whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. The real magic happens when you combine this burning desire with immediate action. Don't wait to feel motivated. Motivation is the result of action, not its prerequisite. Starting today, do at least one thing every day that moves you closer to your goal of greater productivity, no matter how small. Remember, small steps, when consistent, create monumental results. And if you really want to accelerate your transformation, share your commitment publicly. Write in the comments, "I commit to the 90-day challenge to double my productivity," and watch how this solidifies your resolve. The power of public commitment has been scientifically proven to be one of the greatest motivators for habit change. When you transform a vague wish into a constructive obsession, something incredible happens. Distractions lose their power over you. You no longer have to constantly fight the temptation to check social media or procrastinate because your mind is fully focused on your goal. As Napoleon Hill said, concentration of effort and the burning of all bridges behind you will ensure success. But there's something even more powerful than burning desire, something that will exponentially multiply your ability to achieve results, and we'll cover that in the next point. The second key principle to doubling your productivity is what Napoleon Hill called the power of the mastermind. Hill discovered that the most successful individuals never achieve greatness in isolation. Instead, they deliberately create alliances with people who share their values and complement their skills. Most people dramatically underestimate how their environment influences their productivity. You're constantly absorbing the energy, habits, and beliefs of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Ask yourself honestly, are these people lifting you up or dragging you down? Do they celebrate your ambition or mock it? Do they push you to be your best or encourage you to settle for mediocrity? Napoleon Hill put it bluntly, there is no hope of success for the person who repels people through a lack of personality and who has no friends or alliances with like-minded individuals. This truth might be uncomfortable, but it's liberating. Your current social circle could be the biggest obstacle to your peak productivity. Think about the most successful people you know. Have you noticed how they tend to cluster together? It's not a coincidence. They seek each other out because they understand that success is contagious. In the same way, mediocrity is too. If you spend your days surrounded by people who waste time, complain constantly, and lack clear goals, you'll inevitably absorb those patterns. But here's the good news. You can deliberately change your social environment. And when you do, your productivity skyrockets automatically. Why? Because you're no longer fighting against the social current. Instead, you're naturally carried towards success by the people around you. Do this exercise right now. On a piece of paper, draw 2 columns. In the first, list the 5 people you spend the most time with. In the second, rate them from 1 to 10 on how much they inspire, motivate, and help you grow. If the average is below 8, it's time to make some adjustments. I'm not suggesting you abandon your friends or family, but I am urging you to actively seek out people who are already where you want to be. Join mastermind groups. Attend conferences in your field, participate in online communities focused on personal growth. As Hill said, it is literally true that you can succeed best and quickest by associating with positive, success-oriented people. To accelerate this process, set a goal to meet at least 1 new person each week whom you admire for their productivity or achievements. It could be as simple as sending a thoughtful LinkedIn message or inviting someone for coffee. Most successful people are happy to share their knowledge if you approach them with respect and preparation. And remember, your mastermind group doesn't need to be physically present. Books, podcasts, and courses connect you with the greatest minds in the world. Dedicate at least 30 minutes a day to learning from these indirect mentors. As Napoleon Hill said, great achievements are always preceded by long periods of preparation. Transforming your social environment doesn't happen overnight, but every positive connection you make brings you exponentially closer to your goal of doubled productivity. And if you want to speed up this process, share this video with someone you think could be part of your mastermind group. Together, you can support each other in this 90-day challenge. When you deliberately surround yourself with extraordinary people, something magical happens. Your standards automatically rise. You no longer settle for mediocrity because you're immersed in an environment where excellence is the norm. And this leads us to the third crucial principle for doubling your productivity, one that will revolutionize how you manage your time and energy. The third principle for doubling your productivity is what Napoleon Hill called the power of organized purpose. This revolutionary concept separates those who are merely busy from those who produce extraordinary results. Most people confuse activity with productivity. They spend their days answering emails, attending meetings, and completing tasks that seem urgent, but don't actually move the needle toward their most important goals. by the end of the day, despite being busy, they haven't made significant progress. Hill observed that the most successful people operate differently. They don't split their attention across dozens of activities. Instead, they identify the few actions that will roses and concentrate their energy on them. As he said, the cause of most failures lies in the tendency of men to scatter their energies, attempting to be masters of too many vocations. This observation is more relevant today than ever. In a world of endless distractions, the ability to focus on what's essential has become a superpower. And the most powerful tool for developing this ability is what I'll call the focused planning method. Here's how it works. Every night, before you end your day, spend 15 minutes identifying the 3 most important tasks that will move the needle toward your primary goals. Not 10, not 5, just 3. These are your big rocks, the activities that, if completed, will make the day a success, even if you do nothing else. Have you noticed how your days often get filled with small tasks and interruptions, leaving no time for what really matters? This happens because you haven't decided in advance what matters most. As Hill said, time is a master at demolishing those who do not recognize its value. Now here's the crucial part. The next morning, before checking emails, before looking at your phone, before diving into the chaos of the day, dedicate 90 uninterrupted minutes to your most important task. No distractions, no exceptions. This block of deep focus is worth more than 5 hours of fragmented work. Does it sound simple? It is. But simple doesn't mean easy. Your mind and environment will fight this change. Notifications will ping, doubts will arise, and the temptation to multitask will lurk. But remember, focus is a skill that develops with practice, like a muscle that strengthens with use. To make this even more effective, use the timer technique. Set a timer for 25 minutes of focused work followed by 5 minutes of rest. This rhythm maximizes your sustained attention while preventing mental burnout. As Hill observed, effort is only useful when applied intelligently and with definite purpose. Try this exercise for the next week. Before bed, schedule your 3 most important tasks for the next day. The following morning, complete the first one before connecting to the digital world. Then write down how you feel. I guarantee you'll experience a clarity and satisfaction you rarely feel on normal days. Some of you are thinking, but I have too many responsibilities. I can't dedicate that much time to one task. Napoleon Hill anticipated this objection when he wrote, "There is no such thing as a lack of time, only a lack of definite purpose. If something is truly important, you'll find the time. If you can't find 90 minutes, start with 30. The key is to establish the habit of deliberate focus, and for those who really want to take this to the next level, try this daily mantra. Every morning, before starting your day, close your eyes, take 3 deep breaths and repeat, "Today I choose to focus on what truly matters. My attention is my most valuable resource, and I direct it consciously toward my highest priorities." This mental ritual sets a powerful intention that will guide your decisions all day. When you master the art of organized purpose, you experience what Napoleon Hill called the joy of conquest. It's not just that you accomplish more, you enjoy the process more because you're visibly progressing toward what truly matters to you. And this creates a virtuous cycle. Results breed motivation, motivation breeds more action, and action breeds more results. But even with the best intentions and systems, you'll face internal resistance. Your mind will seek excuses, rationalizations, and distractions. And this is where the 4th crucial principle for doubling your productivity comes in, a concept so powerful it will transform your relationship with obstacles forever. The 4th principle for multiplying your productivity is what Napoleon Hill described as the power of controlled persistence. What sets apart those who achieve extraordinary success isn't the absence of obstacles but their response to them. Most people abandon their productivity goals at the first sign of difficulty. They set out to change their habits, but when the temptation to procrastinate arises, when a distraction appears, or when they simply don't feel like doing the work, they give in and revert to their old patterns. It's the same old cycle: initial enthusiasm, gradual decline, and eventually giving up. Hill studied this pattern deeply and discovered something fascinating. Success is often just one step beyond the point where most people quit. As he wrote, Before success comes in any man's life, he is sure to meet with much temporary defeat and, perhaps, some failure. When defeat overtakes him, the easiest and most logical thing to do is to quit. That's exactly what the majority of men do. Persistence isn't just trying the same thing over and over, hoping for different results. That's the definition of insanity. Controlled persistence is the determination to achieve your goal, combined with the flexibility to adjust your approach based on feedback. Think about it. Every time you try to establish a new productivity habit and hit resistance, you're at a critical decision point. You can interpret that resistance as a sign to give up, or you can see it as necessary training to strengthen your discipline muscle. As Hill said, strength and growth come only through continuous effort and struggle. To develop this controlled persistence, you need two tools: an accountability system and a ritual for handling setbacks. The accountability system can be as simple as a partner you share your daily goals with, or as elaborate as a professional coach. The key is having someone you're answerable to, someone who expects your commitment. As for setbacks, they're inevitable. You'll have days when your resolve wavers, when circumstances get in the way. The difference lies in how you respond. The mediocre use a setback as an excuse to quit. The exceptional use it as a springboard to come back stronger. Do this exercise right now. Create your recovery ritual. When you fail to keep your productivity commitments, and at some point you will, what exactly will you do to get back on track? Write down the specific steps. For example, 1. Acknowledge the setback without judgment. 2. Identify the trigger. 3. Make an immediate small commitment to regain momentum. 4. Reaffirm your long-term vision. Having this ritual predefined eliminates indecision in moments of weakness. As Hill said, do not wait. The time will never be just right. Start where you stand. Use what you have. Do what you can. To further strengthen your persistence, create visual reminders of your commitment. Place sticky notes in strategic spots: your bathroom mirror, your computer, the fridge door. These visual cues interrupt your automatic patterns and remind you of your deeper intentions. And remember this mantra when your resolve wavers. Persistence doesn't mean I never fall, it means I always get back up. Repeat this phrase in moments of doubt or fatigue. The words you tell yourself shape your inner reality. The true secret of persistence is understanding that failure isn't the opposite of success. It's part of success. Every setback contains a lesson that brings you closer to your goal if you're willing to learn it. As Hill affirmed, most people have attained their greatest success just one step beyond their greatest failure. And when you combine this controlled persistence with the earlier principles, you start to experience what Napoleon Hill called mental momentum. It's that state where progress breeds more progress, where results start accelerating with less effort. But to sustain and amplify this momentum, you need to master the fifth and final principle, a concept so powerful it can single-handedly transform your productive capacity. The fifth principle for doubling your productivity is what Napoleon Hill called the power of directed autosuggestion. This principle may sound simple, but its proper application has the potential to completely revolutionize your performance. Autosuggestion is the process of deliberately programming your subconscious mind through repeated thoughts, affirmations, and visualizations. Hill discovered that your subconscious mind accepts and acts on any thought presented to it with enough repetition, emotion, and belief, whether positive or negative. Most people live with negative, limiting self-talk. I always get distracted. I never finish what I start. I don't have willpower. These negative affirmations, repeated day after day, become self-fulfilling prophecies. Your subconscious mind simply carries out what you've programmed it to believe. As Hill said, whatever your mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. The problem is that most people conceive and believe in their limitations, not their possibilities. Think about it. How many times a day do you tell yourself you can't do something, that it's too hard, or that you don't have what it takes? Now imagine the cumulative effect of changing that inner dialogue. Instead of saying, I always get distracted, you start repeating with conviction, every day my ability to focus grows stronger. Instead of, I never finish what I start, you affirm, I successfully complete everything I begin. Instead of, I don't have willpower, you declare, my determination is unbreakable. Does it seem too simple to be effective? Modern neuroscience research has confirmed what Hill discovered decades ago. Neural plasticity means our brains literally rewire in response to repeated thoughts. Your brain doesn't distinguish between what's objectively real and what you consistently tell it is real. To implement this principle, you need to create what Hill called a definite statement of purpose. This isn't a generic motivational phrase, but a specific, emotional, present tense declaration of who you're determined to become. Do this exercise right now. Take a piece of paper and complete this structure. I, your name, commit to developing the habit of specific productivity habit you want to cultivate for time period, because deeply emotional reason. For example, I, Sarah, commit to working on my most important project for 90 minutes every morning for the next 90 days, because building this business will give me the financial freedom to care for my family and live life on my terms. Once you've crafted this statement, read it aloud every morning when you wake up and every night before bed, with genuine emotion, as if it's already true. This 2-minute ritual gradually reprograms your subconscious mind, but Napoleon Hill discovered that words alone, though powerful, aren't enough. For complete reprogramming, you need to add 2 elements: vivid visualization and intense emotion. After reciting your statement, close your eyes and visualize in as much detail as possible what it would be like to already be that highly productive person. Imagine how you feel completing your most important tasks each day, the satisfaction of seeing steady progress, the pride in the eyes of those who admire you. Make this visualization so real that you can feel the emotions tied to that achievement. As Hill noted, emotion is the factor that communicates your desires to the subconscious, with enough power and purpose to induce immediate action. Without emotion, affirmations are just empty words. With intense emotion, they become direct commands to your subconscious brain. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to have unbreakable willpower, while others cave at the slightest temptation? The difference isn't in some innate quality, but in the programming of their subconscious mind. The person who has consistently programmed their mind to believe they're disciplined and focused experiences less internal resistance than someone who's convinced themselves otherwise. To further reinforce this reprogramming, use what I'll call state anchors. These are physical gestures or trigger phrases that instantly put you in a mental state of focus and productivity. For example, you might create a specific gesture, like pressing your thumb and index finger together in a circle, while in a state of deep focus. After repeating this enough times, the gesture itself becomes a trigger for that mental state. Another powerful autosuggestion exercise is what Hill called the imaginary council. Visualize yourself sitting at a table with the 5 most productive and disciplined people you know or admire, whether living or historical. They could be figures like Napoleon Hill himself, Elon Musk, or any role model for you. In this imaginary council, you ask them for advice on how to handle your specific productivity challenges. Then, let your mind respond as if these people were actually advising you. This exercise taps into your subconscious wisdom in a surprisingly effective way. As Hill observed, you will never achieve more than the aspirations of your own self-image. By regularly imagining you're receiving advice from extraordinary people, you raise your own internal standards. The true magic of directed autosuggestion is that over time, your new beliefs about yourself become automatic. You no longer have to convince yourself you're productive, you simply are. As Hill said, any idea, plan, or purpose may be placed in the mind through repetition of thought. And when you combine these 5 principles, burning desire, the mastermind, organized purpose, controlled persistence, and directed autosuggestion, you don't just double your productivity, you transform yourself. You're no longer the same person who started this journey. You've become someone who operates at an entirely different level. To solidify everything you've learned and ensure you truly multiply your productivity over the next 90 days, let's create your personal action plan. Take a piece of paper and divide the next 90 days into 3 phases. Days 130, foundation building phase. During this period, Your main goal is to establish the core productivity habits: nightly planning, morning focus block, and auto-suggestion ritual. Days 31 to 60, optimization phase. Here, you'll evaluate what's working, adjust what isn't, and gradually increase the duration of your deep focus blocks. Days 61-90, expansion phase. In this final phase, you'll start teaching these principles to others, the best way to master them fully, and expand their application to every area of your life. Remember, progress isn't linear. There will be days of extraordinary breakthroughs and days of setbacks. The key isn't perfection, but the overall direction. As Hill said, the battle is won or lost in the arena of habits. If you're truly committed to transforming your productivity and achieving levels of success you never thought possible, write in V system. Here is the continuation of the script translated into American English. Xi artifact ID. D997126D9D, AD1E, 4F4D, BD84, C435A6A4A57F, artifacted version, ID 487648AD, 9556, 4648, 9973, 035CF096, B853, title, YouTube Productivity Script, content, type, text to plain, achieve levels of success you never thought possible. Write in the comments right now. I commit to the 90-day challenge to double my productivity. This public commitment will multiply your chances of success and connect you with a community of like-minded individuals. We've come a long way together, from understanding the power of burning desire to mastering directed auto-suggestion. But this isn't the end. It's just the beginning of your transformation. The question now is, are you ready to fully commit to this process? Because what separates those who transform their lives from those who only dream of it is consistent action. Imagine waking up 90 days from now as a completely different person. Someone who accomplishes in a single day what used to take a week. Someone whose focus is so powerful that distractions simply bounce off. Someone who inspires others with their determination and results. That person can be you. If you're willing to apply these principles day after day, no excuses. Napoleon Hill discovered that 98% of people never clearly define what they want, and that's why they live at the mercy of circumstances instead of creating them. You now belong to the 2% who not only know what they want, but have a proven system to achieve it. As Hill said, the distance between your dreams and reality is called action. If you've made it this far, you've already shown an essential quality, the hunger for improvement. That hunger, when combined with the principles you've learned today, will take you further than you ever imagined. But you must protect that hunger, nurture it, and keep it alive in the face of the inevitable challenges you'll encounter. At this point, you might be wondering, where do I start exactly? The answer is simple but powerful. Start where you are, with what you have, right now. Don't wait for perfect conditions. Create them through your daily actions. As Hill observed, do not wait. The time will never be just right. Your 90-day challenge begins with a decision you make in this moment. A decision to refuse to settle for less than what you're capable of achieving. A decision to honor your potential through disciplined action and relentless focus. So I ask you, are you ready to double your productivity in the next 90 days? If your answer is yes, write in the comments, I choose extraordinary productivity. I commit to the 90 days. By writing these words, you're making a pact with yourself and this community. Don't forget to like this video, share it with someone who needs this transformation, and turn on notifications to get more content that will elevate your mind and your results. Remember, what you do today determines where you'll be in 90 days. Choose wisely. Extraordinary productivity isn't a gift reserved for a privileged few. It's a skill you can systematically develop. And it all starts with a decision, your decision right now.